Good morning, it is the 22nd of August today, going to do another what eating a day. Now I'm just going to start my day off by making some soup. I've had a cup of tea this morning so far and I'm just having my first cup of coffee this morning as well. So here is everything I've got out for making my soup this morning. And the recipe I'm going to make today is this one from Slimming World and it's lentil soup. I do normally just make my lentil soup and just make it up as I go along, and I usually add carrots to it, but there are no carrots in the fridge, so I didn't buy any because I tend to buy them all the time and I was just sure there would be some in the fridge, so never mind. I found this recipe and I thought I'd try this instead. Now it's lentil soup, a hearty, lightly spiced soup with lentils, butternut squash and spinach. I don't have any spinach and I'm not bothered about that, to be fair. So what we need for this recipe today is we need a can of tomatoes, so I've got a can of tomatoes there. One large onion, haven't got a large onion but I've got two smaller ones, so I'll add that. 150 grams of butternut squash, so I've just chopped that up there. Actually I've got two butternut squashes in my cupboard, so it does need to be eaten. I've got 80 grams of red split lentils. I do always soak mine, even if it's just for a little while before I cook them. I just have always done that. So I've just popped them in some water there. So that's 80 grams of dried red split lentils. I've got 3 garlic cloves there. They're rather large garlic cloves, but that will be fine. Oh, I need to get a bit of root ginger, 4cm piece of root ginger out the fridge. And I've got some garam masala here. And we need 2 teaspoons of that, and then we need 1/4 teaspoon of dried chilli flakes. I'm going to use my chilli garlic grinder there for that. I don't want to make it too hot because I've got friends coming for lunch today. And then I need 1 litre of boiling stock water, vegetable stock water I should say, so I've got 3 stock cubes there. And then it asks for 70 grams of baby leaf spinach, which I haven't got, 2 tablespoons of fresh coriander. I'll double check if I've got some of that in the garden. If not, I'm sure it'll be fine without it. So I'm just going to pop this in the pan.
With you, another peach pie sunset view, sleeping in the afternoon, no place to be and nothing to prove. That's sure something I could use. A cure for the air-conditioned blues. Good to use some too.
So here is breakfast this morning. So I very rarely have fruit and yoghurt for breakfast, but really fancying it today because the fruit looked so lovely that I got in my Tesco haul this week. So I've got blackberries and strawberries, both speed foods. I've got a triple chocolate Slimming World bar there for 3 syns. I'm going to save my healthy extra B for later because I'm going to make some baked oats I think later. And then I've got a Moolah Light there for half a syn. So that's my breakfast this morning. Oh, and I've got another coffee. I've also got in my rather old egg cooker there, I've got some eggs boiling away in there, so I will have hard-boiled eggs later if I get hungry because they're full of protein. So that's breakfast this morning. I will see you later when I'm having my lentil soup for lunch. Good afternoon. So I've got my soup made in here, so I'm going to warm that through again now for my lunch today. And I'm going to make some baked oats, like I said this morning, really wanted these today. So I'm going to make a double portion so there's enough for today and tomorrow. And what I'm going to do is have lemon oats, lemon baked oats. So I'm going to use 80 grams of Scottish porridge oats. So that'll be 2 healthy extra B, so it'll do today and tomorrow. Now normally when I make these it makes about 4 per portion, so I've got my little cases out there. I've got my 2 eggs. I'm going to add a bit of this Sicilian lemon extract there to make them a bit lemony. I'm going to add a little bit of canderel. I don't syn my canderel, but you should really. So 1 tablespoon is half a syn. So So that's the candy ale just to sweeten them up a bit, and I'm going to use the Greek style yoghurt, which is free on Slim and Wild. So I just use enough of that, sometimes about 2 tablespoons per portion, so about 4 tablespoons for the double portion that I'm making today. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have some quark, which I'm going to sweeten with a bit of lemon curd, just to make it nice and sweet, and that will be either my afternoon pudding or straight after my lunch. We'll see. Depends how filling my soup is today. I think because it's lentils it will be filling. So I'll make these now and I'll put my soup on to heat through. So here's my lentil soup. So I'm just going to have this now. My baked oats are out the oven, so I'm just going to leave them to cool, and I'll eat this now, and then I will sandwich my baked oats with the lemon curd and quark mixture once they're really cold, but I'll show you them when I've got them ready. So here's my pudding today, lemon baked oats. So they are free and my healthy extra B for today. There is lots of quark there and 2 teaspoons of lemon curd in amongst the quark. So I've split them in half and put some in the middle as well. That's 1 syn for a teaspoon, so 2 syns for the quantity of lemon curd I've got in those today. So for tea tonight we're going to have this Spice and Tice natural style feast. Now my mince I've already got in the pan here, and that's 700 grams of mince. Now we need 300 grams. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the whole sachet in mine. I'm also going to add a little bit of turmeric and paprika as well. Now what we need for this recipe is 300 grams of lean minced meat, 2 garlic cloves, 1 medium onion, 1 red pepper, a can of tomatoes, a tablespoon of tomato puree, a tablespoon of tomato ketchup, I won't add that, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, I won't use that, and then we need 2 baking potatoes, which I have some Maris Piper, so I use that. The cheese I'll use is a healthy extra A, and obviously everyone else can eat that anyway. Jalapeno peppers, I think we've got some in a jar, but I'll keep that separate. Sour cream, we're not going to use that. So what I'm going to do is, because I've got more mince, I'm going to use the whole sachet of the nachos, and then instead, because what you should do is use half of it on the meat and then half on the wedges. But what I'm going to do is use the chips and wedges Spice and Tice. Sorry, my dishwasher's on as well. So I'm going to use the Spice and Tice chips and wedges for the wedges instead, so that I'm using more of the spice in my meal. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to fry it all up in the pan, chop up my veg, pop in my tomatoes and my garlic, a little bit of turmeric and a little bit of paprika and the tomato puree, add it all to the pan and let it cook slowly until later. Here are my potato wedges. I've had them in water this afternoon, so I've just drained the water away, and I'm just drying them out so that I can put them into this Ziploc bag here, and then I'm going to add the seasoning to them, and then I'll put them in the active fry for half an hour. So here is tea all ready. So the wedges will be free with the seasoning, and then I've got my mince there, which will be protein, lots of tomatoes and onions for speed, and 30 grams of cheese on the top there for my second healthy extra A today. And then there's lots of red pepper in there as well for extra speed. I'm going to end tonight with some pear. So that's a speed food, and I've also got one of these Skinny Chocolate Crunch Raspberry and Dark Chocolate snack bars for 4.5 syns. I think I bought those in B&M's. So that's me ending today on 10 syns. Thanks again for watching. Bye!
Bathing in the turquoise blue, losing track of